video about all of this, and I want to interview all sides and make sure it's balanced and not bullshit. Are you around today for an interview?
Michael?
The CEO of Good Times, Michael Weiss.
I mean, even if it's just like... Okay. Before we jump into the mind of Jake Paul, which is going to be a roller coaster and a plane crash, and pretty much every other disaster you could think of, so good luck. But before we get into it, I'm really excited to say that today we got a sponsor. So thank you so much to Honey for sponsoring today's video. So if you don't know already, Honey is a free shopping tool that automatically searches the internet looking for promo codes every time you buy something. Honey believes that everyone deserves the lowest prices possible on all things they love. It works with over 30,000 websites like Amazon, Sephora, Target, Ulta, Walmart, Macy's, Domino's. Just to show you how easy it is, here I am on the Petco website, and I have $150 of products in my basket. Honey pops up, it automatically applies all the coupons, and bam, just like that, I saved 30 bucks. And then here's another example from Ulta. There's literally no reason not to download Honey. It's super easy, it's free, it only takes 2 clicks to install, and it saves the average person $35. So go to joinhoney.com/Shane and download it for free. All right, you guys, now buckle in for the mind of Jake Paul.
YouTube? Is that you? Oh my god! It's been so long. But we got good news, guys. We're coming. We love.
I'm nervous. I've never talked to him. I mean, I've texted him and like tweeted him, but I've never heard his real voice. Because I feel like it's not gonna be like I feel like he's gonna be like, hey. Ooh, I'm nervous. Okay, all right. Should we listen to this before we get into everything?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, here we go.
For sure, dude. I'm excited. I'm excited we're doing this, and I know I'm putting a lot of like trust into you, and I think if like someone can, you know, do this and have it be fair, it's you. And I want to be like as truthful as possible, obviously, and like just be super real and kind of just like clear things off my chest that I haven't said before. And I know like a lot of people were saying like, yo, like Shane, why are you doing this? Like, don't give him a platform and so on and so forth. And so like, I know you're gonna get criticism for this, and I'm like, nailed it. I mean, I don't even think I have to warn you, but people hate me, like literally they hate me, and I don't. If like this is gonna hurt you, then like I don't want to do it. I don't want to have to be like I told you so. Like I told you, people would be pissed, but yeah, it's like if there's anything we can do to avoid you getting hurt, we should do it, and we should just be as honest as possible about everything, and yeah, man, I trust you. I trust you.
I just got the chills. That was crazy, right?
Yeah, that was weird.
So, he literally warned me not to do it, right? He was like, okay. Well, now that we heard that, I guess I should break down what happened and what's going on. So, about maybe 2 months ago, I tweeted.
The ups and downs of Jake Paul's life and persona is something I would love to see from the inside.
That would be really interesting. I want to know, like, what's his life like? What is Team 10? Is his house even real? Is it a set?
We should get this address tattooed on us.
Is his relationship real? Like, is the drama all fake? What is that? Because I literally don't know anything, right? Like, I'm 30. Cut to this, sorry. This was my piñata for my 30th birthday. So clearly I'm, you know, too mature to be watching Jake fucking Paul. No, I literally don't know anything. at all.
And Jake also seems clearly eager to do this with Shane because he simply responded with saying, I'm down.
So when I tweeted that I would be interested in doing it, the backlash I got was crazy.
Shane Dawson has just announced his new documentary series, and it'll circle around none other than Jake Paul. And guess what? People are not happy about it.
No, 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 no. I am not watching Jake Paul.
Crazier than anything I've ever gotten. Crazier than when I was gonna work with Jeffree Star or Tana Mojo or any other controversial person on the internet. This was like, Shane, if you do this, we will unsubscribe. We don't want to be a part of this.
I literally will stop watching Shane Dawson if he's gonna try to sit here and make me feel bad for Jake Paul.
He's a bad person. He's done bad things. He is a sociopath. He's a liar. So obviously, I was a little scared and a little regretful that I tweeted it because I didn't know the extent of it. I thought he was just cringy.
We are the #1 fan base.
You know, like with this fucking, you know, yeah, yeah. Like that's all I know.
It might be Logan.
I didn't know they were different people. So I basically reached out to him and I was like, hey, if we do a series together, I want to really be honest about it and investigate you and the situation. Before I even meet him, I want to go down the rabbit hole. I want to talk to people who know him.
You know, think he's a horrible piece of shit.
Who have had falling outs with him. Are you okay, Doc?
Yeah. He's just... I don't know how to explain that man.
I want to talk to a psychologist and see like if he is a sociopath, because that word was like all over my timeline. And ironically enough, I was going to do a series about sociopaths before this even happened. So I kind of feel like the universe was like, here you go. So I want you guys to know I'm aware. I'm aware that this might be a bad idea. I'm like shaking. Sorry.
Whoa.
I'm really nervous because I've never done, I'm sorry, I'm really nervous. I've never done anything like this. I guess TanaCon was kind of like this, but I've never like I am a fixer. You know what I mean? I'm like way too nice, way too forgiving, way too loyal, and I don't want to do that this time. I want this time to like actually sit down in a room with him and be like, this is why people don't like you. This is what you did that was bad. I want you to tell me why you did it, be honest about it, and change your life and fucking stop. Like that's what I want to do, right? If anybody, I feel like the reason he's saying yes to this might just be because he knows it's gonna get views, right? So could he be doing this series with me just to get views? Could he be doing this series with me because he actually wants to change and wants to be honest and talk about everything he's done?
Guys, I apologize.
Or is he a sociopath? And I'm literally like walking into the lion's den.
Let's get a closer look.
I don't know.
I have merch. Fansway.co/Jake Paul.
What would even happen? What does that even mean if he was one? What would that even be for you? Like, what would that mean for you?
From what I've read about sociopaths, it's somebody who doesn't have a sense of morality. They don't know what good or bad is. They don't know when to stop. They enjoy manipulating people and fucking with people and hurting people. They think they're better than everybody, and everybody is just a pawn in their chess game. It's really dark.
I don't know much about that, but that sounds pretty, like, heavy.
It's insane. Like, it's very, very scary.
There are what most people call sociopaths. They get into therapy and they learn from the therapist, and then they take that and use it to victimize the next wave of people they come into.
Okay, so I'm gonna do this. I want you guys to be on this journey with me. I hope that you aren't mad at me for doing this. Listen, I get it, okay? I shouldn't be doing this. I shouldn't be giving Jake Paul a platform. I shouldn't be like doing a series with a possible sociopath. But I also want to do shit on my channel that I find interesting. And the fall of Jake Paul and the darkness of his world is something that I am fascinated by. And that's why I want to do this. Right?
It's like you trying to justify this, like...
Listen, not every video can be me sitting down in a bed with somebody crying about their childhood. I wish, that's my favorite thing to do. This, I don't think is going to be that. I think this is going to get uncomfortable. All right. Let's investigate Jake Paul!
Oh my God, what are we doing?
Okay.
They don't get better, you're just training them to get better at what they do bad.
Okay, so the plan was for me to research Jake a lot and then go into, you know, a therapist or a psychologist's office and really talk to them about like what a sociopath is. The therapist I want to talk to is somebody I've met before.
Today we're going to talk about sleep paralysis, borderline personality disorder.
She doesn't even know that this is what the video is. She thought it was just going to be a video about sociopaths. She doesn't know that Jake Paul is involved. When I asked her like, hey, can we do a video about YouTubers being sociopaths? She literally said to me, there's a few. Like, she was like, there's a few. Like, what if he's one of them? Oh my God.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
This was a horrible lapse of judgment. How crazy can you go with these videos?
What are you doing?
Oh, I was working out.
Can't relate. I've been wanting to do some type of video about the idea that YouTubers have to have some kind of personality disorder or something, right, to do what we do, putting ourselves on camera all the time.
Oh, I should ask for hot sauce.
Oh, shoot.
You guys are showing in a couple months.
I got my favorite sauce, honey mustard. Yum.
Being so open on camera all the time.
That's what sucks most about it.
Having conventions with our name in it. Like, there has to be something. And I want to know, like, the psychology of a YouTuber. Even for me, like, why do I want to get so deep with people and talk to people and like try to help them and fix them? Why do I want to cry with them? Why? Like, what is that? I'm sure that that's a disorder. What do you think? I mean, you're new into the YouTube world. Like, do you think to be a YouTuber, you have to have like something off?
I think like 90% of people are at least a narcissist.
You get up my star and blow me in my star.
I mean, you have to make videos about yourself weekly, and I think that's the majority of YouTubers.
Stop asking for freaking attention at myself. God, why was I so annoying last night?
Wait, are we going to Team 10 House? Oh my God.
Yes, we're gonna go to the Team 10 House. Should I not even tell her that it's Jake Paul? It's almost like I want her to lay down exactly what it is, then at the end of it, ask her.
Right. Because she may already know. Who knows?
When the moment is right, the sociopath will strike.
I mean, that's gonna be me and Jake. Oh, I'm dead. Okay, I'm dead. Alright. Whoa! Get that?
Yeah.
And my dog's a sociopath. Alright, let's go. Hi! Oh my God. I love your videos.
Thank you, honestly.
Okay, so this is perfect because your channel is about talking about drama, controversies, news, kind of just like going through situations and events very like thoroughly.
The video is just complete and utter trash, and Jake just continues to keep on getting lower and lower and lower.
Yep.
So I asked you to help me with this Jake Paul thing because I don't know anything.
And there's so much to keep up with as well.
Okay, Team 10. So I know the name because it's funny and it's like a meme.
This is Team 10, bitch! Who the hell are flipping you?
But like, what is it? Is it his friends? Is it not?
In 2016, he bought a house for $17,000 a month, or rented it. And that was where he started Team 10. And I'm not sure if they were friends. Is it all fake? Is it real? Are people paying to be there? It's so strange.
Paying to be there? Like, paying for a spot in Team 10.
A lot of people have said people are just there to basically get popularity. People are there to make money. People are there to go into other things, modeling, acting.
Tessa Brooks here.
I got Jake Paul here.
She is a dancer. Are you a professional dancer?
Yeah.
It's something which is really not discussed that much. And it would make sense. It really would.
You don't just get to do videos with Amanda Cerny, King Badge, flex with Drake on Instagram. Just randomly.
Team 10, you can't be a freshman anymore. You got it great.
You heard it here first. I shouldn't be a freshman anymore. You gotta pay for that.
Well, I remember hearing, and I might be wrong, but I remember hearing that Jake's ex-girlfriend, Alyssa, Jake was like, I'm gonna help you be a model. Let's be in a relationship. Your modeling career will do better because you're in Team 10. And then his new girlfriend, I think, is a model. So it's like, was she just like an out-of-work model?
I wanted to be a model. I wanted to be an actress. I wanted to be in that like realm of everyone in Hollywood.
And now there's this new girl, what's her name? That girl? Sunny Maloof. She's like in Team 10 now. She's a singer, she has a music video. But like that, I'm like, what?
Isn't it weird how none of them were originally YouTubers? They're all from different sectors. So they're either actors or they're models. And you get this in Hollywood a lot. You get fake relationships. People who are together to have a brand.
Let me tell you about views. People love couples. Erica made a YouTube channel. In one day, gets 200,000 subscribers.
Jake, thank you so much. Like, I couldn't do this without you.
It would make Alyssa Violet, for example, with Jake Paul. If all the things were as bad as Alyssa said about Team 10 when she got fired for supposedly cheating, then why did she not break up with him before? Why did she not leave if it was so ongoing? Same with the Martinez twins. If Jake Paul was apparently bullying them, why did they not leave before? They have a platform, they have popularity. Maybe it wouldn't have been as big as Team 10. And that goes into the conspiracy of maybe they're paying to be there.
Wow, having somebody pay to be your fake friend. That's like next level. That like adds to like a sociopath situation. Ooh. Okay. Okay.
And that's where the first controversy sort of began, because he kicked out his girlfriend and accused her of cheating.
He told everyone that I cheated, so he didn't look like a dick that he kicked me out. I don't know.
And obviously, she ended up dating FaZe Banks. He seemed to never leave Alyssa Violet alone after accusing her of cheating and kicking him out.
And you know I kick them out if they ain't with the crew. Yeah, I'm talking about you.
Alyssa Violet originally exposed Jake Paul of taking 20% of everyone's earnings, which was massive.
I would do anything for him. That's why I signed a contract for 20% of my life for 5 years.
Everyone didn't know that. There was also rules about strictness and bullying going on inside the Team 10 house.
If you're not up by 10 a.m. filming, then like you get fined $50. No alcohol at the house. Every single guest that you had over had to be approved by Jake.
At the time, everyone thought that it was all a nice, happy family, and that's how it kind of seemed in the vlogs. But Alyssa Violet came out and said, no, this is not what's going on. If anything, people don't like Jake in Team 10.
At the end of the day, you can't just say I'm sorry and take everything back. I'm hurt still. Ow, ow! And you've hurt a lot of people.
Her getting kicked out, I do remember like a video or something of her in a house and she was upset and she said Jake kicked me out and all her stuff was in like trash bags or something.
Jake's kicking me out. He didn't want to wait for me to get my apartment, which I'm getting in a couple days, so he threw all my stuff downstairs and put a lock on the door.
I thought that was fake. I didn't really look into it. Was that real?
It was real. He's clearly got a harsh side to him. But it leads on to, he never got over it, and he eventually accused FaZe Banks of assaulting his assistant. And they released a video of where the assistant appeared to have a bruise mark on the neck.
Meg was assaulted by a man.
He like put his arm out and like went like this. And I looked up at him and I realized immediately that it was
Banks. I didn't really know whether or not it was him at first because he has a girlfriend and he was making out with this other girl.
This like video isn't meant to like retaliate or target anyone.
Then it ended up all to be fake.
For this to have happened and nobody other than people in Team 10 said it happened, that should just tell you.
I think I've heard Jake say like, oh, I didn't know it was fake. But a lot of people think, oh no, he orchestrated this.
And how random and just crazy of a coincidence it would have to be for not only me and Team 10 to be at the same club, with me making out with girls when Alyssa is Jake Paul's ex-girlfriend, and that plays perfectly into your guys' story and the way you guys want everybody to see this shit go down. And I brutally assaulted your assistant. I didn't even fucking know this person was a part of Team 10. If you believe this the way they're telling it, you're brainwashed and I want nothing to do with you.
And Jake even came out and said, I think about a month later, he handled the whole situation badly.
We should be handling these situations in person and not talking over social media.
And this is where his fans began to fall out of love with him. He started losing thousands of subscribers, and at that point, that had never happened on his channel.
But I do also remember like Jake Paul was on a podcast and he was about to hit 10 million subscribers. And I think that's right when people found out the controversy was fake.
How do you have that level of certainty where you're like, I'm gonna put this in a video and fucking expose this guy?
So like,
and then he started losing them. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Because you're going back under now.
Oh no.
You're going back under. They'll take it back.
And like the numbers started going down while he's live on the podcast. And he's like, wait, why are they going down?
All right, I'm gonna remove this.
No, don't go back.
It was crazy.
First YouTuber ever hit 10 million twice.
So you think that's the moment that made him from cringy to like hated?
Yeah, Jake Paul, that guy is like so drama prone, man.
Jake Paul stole Post Malone's address. He recorded the outside of his house.
YouTube is in a crazy place right now.
I was never bothered by anything that Jake Paul is doing. But when you cross the line of like, you're doing something wrong.
That's actively hurting other people. It's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
That is a big deal. I mean, faking an assault is probably illegal.
Well, I'm sure FaZe was going to sue him, FaZe Banks.
Meantime, FaZe Banks says that the videos make him out to sound like a monster.
It's Fox News. I'm pursuing this legally, both on the side of Jake Paul, Erica Costello, Meg, I can tell you that.
I'm not too sure what happened. I think it got dropped after Jake apologized.
So that started the downfall.
Yeah, there was events of where Jake Paul jumped on a media van of a news company.
I wouldn't crawl up there.
Why?
Okay, I just wouldn't do that.
I want to do the interview here.
Yeah, you can't do the interview up there.
That was a massive controversy, and that was what kind of made the mainstream media start covering Jake Paul.
His neighbors, though, say that he's been filming dangerous stunts and he's putting people in danger.
A lot of the neighbors are complaining. They're very upset.
Oh my God! He's going back! No, why?
There was things coming out here and there, people coming out from his high school saying Jake Paul bullied me in high school.
Quote, dumping people's book bags in the trash. Jake, quote, for real rode his bike over my friend's car when he got mad.
Also, eventually after that, it came out that Jake wasn't bullying members of Team 10.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
Did any of them come out and talk about it?
Yeah.
The Martinez twins said they left Team 10 because they're being bullied and harassed every day.
Good morning, Martinez.
He did assault me a few times.
Oh, he's so...
He would spit in my face. And this has happened multiple times.
Huh?
Jake Paul was racist towards them.
He called them beaners or something.
Damn. Must be this tall for the visa. Let me see. Oh, man.
He shoved me. And see this? I don't know if you guys can see. He dragged me down the stairs. He was laughing the whole time. I was crying.
That's piñata. Piñata, no piñata.
No. Oh, is this Spain? No, shut the up.
See, this is kind of something which is really weird, because why would these people come up, quit Team 10 and say he bullied us when he was in there, he took 20% of our revenue? Why, if they were so upset about that, why would they stay in a team for so long? Why would they stay in there for 6 months, a year?
She made a video. It was like her video that she came out and like told the truth. Don't you think in that video she would have mentioned that I was abusive if she really wanted to get everything off of her chest? Now all of a sudden she wants to make that up and bring that up. I'm just trying to be the bigger person. She's out there like roasting me. Hear what they say?
We were talking about how much we hate Alexa. She should have gone from the start.
Wow, Jake.
What if I was going through that? If I had a friend that was bullying me in a YouTuber group, I'd leave. Why would I not?
Because
I got my platform.
contract.
Yeah.
A few grades. Okay, Mom, bring it up.
All right, so I'm basically signing his life away, right?
Yep, initials here.
Yeah.
You may be signing his life away.
Wake up!
But he's gonna have millions.
Eventually, a lot more people began to leave 10 over Jake's actions. Recently, Nick Prompton left Team 10.
Everyone in this room is delirious. Jake Paul's best friend, Chance, quit Team 10. What the hell is going on? Team 10 is like falling apart.
Okay, Jake. So, you.
Everything began just to kind of slip away from Jake. When you look at Everyday Bro, most of the members in that video aren't members of Team 10 anymore.
Interesting. He kind of lost his friend group.
It was like a self-implosion.
You and I, we're on the same team. I'm Jake Paul. That's right.
I feel like the fame may have got to his head a little bit. Maybe he lost his mind slightly. I'm not too sure.
Honestly, neither of you are popping enough for me to put your name in the thumbnail. I'm just gonna be real honest.
But since then, he kind of went out of the radar until the KSI, the Deji Comedy Shorts Game of Fight.
What the fuck are you wearing? Are those Walmarts?
And he's looking for the big punch to end this. No one expected that here.
Do you think the Suicide Forest video, even though it wasn't his, the way that went down and the press and like the fact that everybody was mad at Logan.
Recently, as you know, came under fire for posting an alarming video showing the body of a person who took their own life.
Did we just find a dead person in the Suicide Forest hanging?
Dude, this has been, to be honest with you, the hardest time of my life. I've never been hated by the whole world.
And like Logan lost a bunch of business.
Google Preferred dropped you from their service.
Yeah. It was really the worst thing I think that's ever happened on YouTube. Do you think that made Jake be like, oh my god, like it's no controversy's worth, like the press isn't worth it, oh my god, I need to not do anything controversial, oh my god. Like I wonder what his reaction to the Suicide Forest video was.
With the Forest thing, it does seem that Logan has gotten away with it in essence, and I feel like they've seen that, and I think they know right now if they've survived that, they can survive anything.
That just gave me the chills. Oh god. So this series isn't about Logan. I don't want to make it about him because he's not like here to defend himself and stuff. But I will say there is an overarching thing about Jake Paul possibly being a sociopath or having some kind of personality disorder that makes him think it's okay to do all this.
Savage!
The Suicide Forest thing, to me,
God damn it.
is like next level. Because even when you talk about like Jake, you know, I've seen videos supposedly of him like spitting on people or like hitting or pushing Team 10 members or, you know, doing really crazy things in videos. Which is awful, and I want to talk to him about that. But like, I wonder if even he would say like the Suicide Forest thing's next level and like almost not human to do that.
I do believe that Jake does think that. I don't think he's a totally awful person. I think he's somebody that has reached this level of fame and he doesn't want to lose it. I think the whole thing with being popular for a lot of people on YouTube, for especially a lot of newer creators, you need to remove morals. Because with the website becoming so saturated, there are certain things, if you don't have popularity from 4 years ago and you're on 1,000 subscribers now and you're ready to 1 million subs in a year, you've got to do something crazy.
Please don't, Jake! Yeah. Oh my god!
That's happened so many times with them.
Yeah. I mean, it is something that's scary. It's even a bigger picture topic, which is what I want to ask is like, is there a bunch of YouTubers who might be sociopaths or psychopaths or have an issue? Because like I've even seen in the news like there was this guy who wanted to be famous on YouTube, so he had his wife shoot him. I don't know if you saw that. It was crazy.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
I almost feel like maybe talking about this stuff might help the audience realize like, oh, I shouldn't be supporting this.
Oh my god.
Oh, I shouldn't have done it.
Or a water bottle.
I think I'm having an allergic reaction.
Oh.
That fucking hurts, bro. Like literally my face is burned. You heavy.
You're supposed to fucking miss me, bro.
What? You gotta have them reflexes.
Like if somebody posts a video called like, I just blew up my neighbor's car. It's tempting, but maybe don't click on it, because if you click on it, that shows that person make more.
No, you won't.
I didn't think he was gonna do it.
Because I'm surprised that Jake or Logan isn't dead.
I can't rule out like dying. Why am I laughing?
I am gonna die. I'm gonna die.
Because the shit that they've done, lighting things on fire, doing crazy shit, like.
And basically, if you have acetone, you can light stuff on fire. Yeah, that'll work. Oh god, it's already in flames. Oh my god. Whoa. How did that even happen?
I'm shocked that none of them have had any legal repercussions.
Yo, it's always lit at the Team 10 house, cuz.
So I know they have strongest law as possible, but...
And I'm trying to stay overnight in the White House.
What?
A lot of people all over the government that were very concerned about what appeared to happen on your video. What we're going to need to do...
So people like me and you, we see that at face value and think, that's crazy, that's absolutely crazy. But to them, it's just another day in their life, and that's... I can't really comprehend that.
Hi, I'm about to do something really stupid.
Good luck.
If I die in front of some little gangsters, dope.
I really can't. I can't imagine waking up every morning and thinking, what am I going to do today that gets me 10 million views? What limit am I going to push?
Except, you know what?
We're not normal.
The pulse.
Yeah.
The pulse. Let's go.
The Secret Service is at our house right now. This is not a joke. What does this mean, though?
It means that you're getting great vlog material.
Well, going into my interview with him, I want to make sure I hit every point, because I don't want people to feel like, you know, he manipulated me or we missed something. Yeah. What do you think is like the main thing people are going to want him to respond to or talk about and like not bullshit about? Like, what do you think a successful interview would be?
Is it all fake? Is his personality not what it is in real life? Because it's something I've wondered.
I'm just living in the real world, and you're living in a fake one.
A lot of people are exaggerated personalities on YouTube, and I want to know how exaggerated it is with Jake. Because for all we know, he could be a completely different person. I've seen it with Rice Gum. Is Jake Paul on YouTube different to Jake Paul in real life? And that's really what I personally want to know. And I think a lot of other people want to know that. Because there has been a lot of controversy, but the real controversy to me is he who he says he is?
And that's the sociopath question, because if he is genuinely a sociopath, like a lot of people think, then Jake Paul is a character and it's a mask, and like the real person none of us have seen, which is like one of the scariest things ever.
So I was watching a few of his older videos for the first time earlier, and he seemed so different. And this is why the question of is he a sociopath, I really am not sure, because in it he seemed to be caring not just about himself, but about, it was weird things he was caring about towards his car. He spoke about his truck in it. He was talking about, just in general, a lot of things he cared about. He seemed nice, he seemed genuinely happy, and to have real emotions. When I watched that, I thought, this is a real person.
Super excited because later we're going to Halloween Horror Night. It's like one of the biggest haunted houses. And I want you guys to laugh with me. I want you guys to be sad with me. I want you to like come along with my life. So we're almost at the book signing and I'm getting kind of nervous. I'm gonna be meeting people. What if no one comes?
A year later, when Team 10 was fully formed, he was big on YouTube, completely different. So this is like the question of where is it real comes in. And I don't think it is, purely based on that. Because for him to be so different in a year period, maybe he thought, I need to be controversial to get big. To get big on this platform, to take it by hands, I need to do something big, I need to change the game.
And he was probably like, I need to be like my brother.
Yeah, because his brother has been doing controversial things for a long time. People seem to not realize that this is what it seems to be with Jake, a never-ending follow of his brother.
Okay, y'all know where to get the merch. LoganPaul.com/shop or link in description. Guys, cop yourself some of the hottest merch in the game.
And it's always seemed to be they've been chasing each other constantly. And I've always wondered, is it a case of they're just competing with each other like I compete with my friends in sports?
Your views are going down, bro. Something needs to change. Yo, yours were down too for the other day. Oh, what happened?
Or is it a case of genuine emotional distress and anger with each other that they're not, one's more popular than the other?
Stop your vlog up.
I will fake you out with your ex-girlfriend again.
Our relationship, in my eyes, is bipolar. I'm always trying to be the best brother and support him. Logan, on the other hand, is the opposite. He is always wanting to kick me or punch me or push me down so that he can always be one-upping me.
It's been since we were kids, like growing up, like through high school.
You go and make videos with my ex-girlfriend, like you need to stop, dude. Like it's not cool as a brother. Like I would never do that to you. I don't think any brother would do that I know of.
Yeah.
It's deep.
Yeah. Wow. This is like, this is really hard for me because all I want to do is make something with a happy ending. It's like all I ever want to do, and I know going into this, that's probably not possible.
I think if I was to give odds on a happy ending, I'd say like 10%. If people see this with Jake and they see he isn't who he is, are people gonna want that? Because if I was 10 and I found out my favorite, my hero, the guy I look up to, the person I aspire to be was fake, I'd feel a bit betrayed, honestly, because you see somebody who you love is fake, and nobody likes fakeness.
Oh my god, so it's like, it literally is a lose-lose. If he apologizes and is honest and talks about everything and like, is like, I'm gonna change, then his current audiences will be mad. If he doesn't do that, then the rest of the internet will still hate him.
YouTube's such a weird thing, and I don't get it sometimes. A lot of people aren't open for change.
Is there anybody I should interview first, like from his past? Ooh. That would be good?
Honestly, I think Nick Crompton would be perfect, because he's known Jake from start to finish. He knows he left because he didn't like it the way it was going, so maybe there were things we don't know about. There definitely is things we don't know about, but big things. He knows all about the controversy. There's so much there. He was in Team 10 for the whole time. He was the manager, he was in charge of the business, so he'll know all about contracts, he'll know if they're paying, because it's something which no one's spoken about, no one's asked these people. And I think Nick would be the perfect guy to ask.
And he's literally the only one who I know and whose number I have. Oh my god. Okay, I guess I'll reach out to Nick Crompton. Oh my god. I feel like this is gonna get darker than I'm expecting, and
Oh, hey Alyssa, what's up? Time to see which brother you know better.
Which brother has the higher IQ?
Are you serious?
This is my advice when someone dies.
It's gonna be okay.
Oh, you need a ride home.
So what is next? What can we look forward to from you?
There's a lot going on.
wow. I can't believe this person exists.
It's weird.
Okay, well, I'll keep you posted.
It's nice speaking to you, man.
Bye.
That's it. Good luck.
Thank you. This is gonna be a nightmare.
Yeah.
I guess I'll call Nick. Oh my god.
Like TanaCon, for instance, with you felt such remorse. Yeah. You were like, oh my god, people are outside, this is terrible, I feel terrible, I'm gonna find a way to reimburse people. Someone who fit this would be like, nah, whatever, fuck them. That would be their whole mentality.
All right, welcome to part 2 of The Mind of Jake Paul. Now, today's episode, I sit down with therapist Katie Morton to talk about the psychology of Jake Paul. And we also talk about my issues and the fact that I probably need more therapy. So that's why I'm excited to once again say that today's episode is brought to you by BetterHelp. This is something I really think is great, something I actually really believe in. So BetterHelp is a service and an app where you can get affordable and private online counseling whenever you want. Like I've said before, going to a therapist office or sitting down with a counselor can be kind of intimidating and a little scary, which is why I love this, because you can just be on your phone, you don't have to go in anywhere, and you can just set up your appointment. You can message them when you want to talk. It's just really easy and it's great. So you'll fill out a questionnaire and then they'll match you to a counselor. And then you can get started getting counseling on your computer or your smartphone or your tablet. That being said, if you're in a crisis or you're in danger, this is not the site to use. I will put all those links in the description as well. So if you want to check it out, I'll put the link right at the top of the description below. It's betterhelp.com/Shane. All right, enjoy part 2 of The Mind of Jake Paul. Good luck.
Tessa is asleep right now, and we are going to do the buried alive prank. The buried alive prank is where you go into someone's room while they're sleeping, you put a ton of blankets over them, it's like a lot of weight and like pressure, and they feel like they're in a coffin, and you play an ambulance noise, and then you start to talk like, it's gonna be okay, it's gonna be okay, she's gonna make it through it, she's gonna make it through it, and then they freak out. All right, so let's see what happens. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay.
What the heck? That was so scary! Jake!
You couldn't breathe?
No.
Makes it more real. Yeah, she was so scared. She didn't even like. Are you mad at me? Don't be mad at me. You're alive.
Okay, our Uber is here. Hi, Chino. Wish me luck. Okay, I love you.
Bye. Good luck. Thank you. Find out if we're all psychopaths.
Today I want to talk to you about the word psychopath, so stay tuned.
What do you think?
I think that there's got to be some reason why somebody can be as, I don't know what the word is, outgoing, negatively outgoing as him.
I love you. I love you.
Whatever it is, probably runs in the family because his brother.
Right.
But Logan, I feel like, is more likable. Right? Like, not as many people hate him. Do you know who Jake Paul is?
That's to me?
Yeah. No? Doing like a little documentary thing about whether or not he's a sociopath.
Oh yeah, I heard you talking about it, yeah.
Have you met any sociopaths?
I meet a lot of people, but I don't know if I met a sociopath. Yeah, how do you tell somebody is a sociopath? What are the symptoms?
Well, from what I've read, they're instantly likable, but they don't have real emotions, and everything they do is kind of an act, and they just want to manipulate people.
My wife. Yes, I didn't know that. I thought it's the opposite. Somebody that's unlikable, not likable.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's her.
You don't follow? I guess it would make sense that you don't follow him. Why would you follow him? Oh, that is literally the most haunting thing I've ever seen in my life.
So this is his girlfriend, right? Erica. I know that.
Yeah, Jerica's their ship name, I guess.
That has to be fake. Like, that is the most fake relationship, right?
It doesn't look real.
Oh, he likes animals, so that's good. Or is he pretending to like animals?
Who's that with him?
Justin Roberts. That's Justin Roberts. I mean, whoever Justin Roberts is, he has his own private plane. I have so many questions.
Seriously.
They have a giraffe? Is that for real?
What is that?
Do they actually have a giraffe?
I don't think so.
What's up, buddy? Yo, say hi to the Jake Paulers.
Maybe.
Am I gonna meet a giraffe?
Weird.
I mean, this picture, that looks like two fucking straight up sociopaths planning their next move. Oh, the caption. Let's go. Let's go.
I'm gonna be famous, dude. Morning, New York! Accept me, love me!
What is wrong with you?
Hey, you back!
I could have died.
I'm doing good, right? Do I keep on going?
Thank you so much.
I was almost gonna say, like, is there anything that she could tell you that would make you not want to do this anymore?
What do you mean?
Like if she says, well, when it comes to this type of person, or when it comes to this disorder, you don't want to X, Y, Z. You even think about that? I mean, you don't really know much about him or this thing that you're claiming he might have, so it's like, somebody tells you something about him, or if somebody tells you something about this potential disorder, maybe you might...
Yeah, I mean, oh, I think that's your... Oh.
You guys want anything to drink?
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. We got,
are you rolling?
Yeah.
Oh, I was just saying, I feel like I'm about to get on a roller coaster right now. Well, I'll explain later what this all is. There's a lot more to it than just like, originally we were going to talk about YouTubers.
Yeah.
And if you have to be kind of a sociopath to be a YouTuber.
Honestly, are you a sociopath?
I don't know.
We all know David's a psychopath.
This is a surprise to y'all.
Exactly.
I'm also not a sociopath.
Or have some type of, personality disorder. It kind of led into a weird direction, which we'll get into later.
Let's do the thing!
Before we do that, sociopaths.
Yes.
You know, you came on my podcast and you were very clued in. Like, you knew that I had struggled with an eating disorder.
I look in the mirror and I see a huge person.
What is body dysmorphic disorder, and how do we know if we have it?
You knew by even looking at me. You're very intuitive about all that. So that's why I wanted to talk to you about this, because I feel like if anybody could tell me what to look for, it would be you. Because I feel like, do you spot them?
You can feel them. I don't know if you can really spot them.
I hated that. Oh my god. Okay, what do you mean you can feel them?
It's like you said, roller coaster. That's a perfect way to set it up, because it's almost like when you're around people like this, it's if you sense what I sense, I guess, about them, it's like a pit in your stomach. Like it's that feeling, but just from them being around.
Ooh. Okay. So besides the feeling, what are the characteristics, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to it. A lot of it is just the main thing that people talk about is like they have no empathy. And I think that's a hard thing for people to actually fully understand, because most of us don't have this issue. So we feel for other people.
Yeah.
And we feel all day. I feel pissed off. I feel excited. I feel disappointed, whatever. They don't have any of that. For instance, the other day I was in my car and I'm driving and there's this little old lady that started to get into the crosswalk, and I was like, honey, you got like 12 seconds. I'm worried. I hope people wait for you and like pay attention.
Right.
You know, a sociopath would just be like, ugh, Like it wouldn't worry. There's no worry for her. They don't have any empathy for the situation for her. They wouldn't, if someone kicked a dog and they saw it, they wouldn't feel anything for it. They just have no empathy. And I know I'm talking about like bad things, but also good things. Like they just don't, like imagine if you lived in a world in your brain where anything that happened to other people, you didn't really care about it at all. You didn't care how they felt. You didn't care what happened to them, as long as it didn't affect you.
The moments many feared would be their last.
Ooh. That is terrifying.
Yeah, that's hence the, like, ugh, that feeling. Like, ugh.
Is that a mental disorder? What is it?
Technically speaking, a lot of like clinicians like myself would call it antisocial personality disorder.
Hey everyone, it's Iris, and I am going to talk to you about antisocial personality disorder, which is my diagnosis.
So what are like the bullet points, for example, like in a book, what would it say?
Sociopaths believe that like the law doesn't apply to them and like the rules don't apply to them. They're like above it and they're so important to everybody else that like they'll get away with it, like nobody will care.
I think you should know, while we were shooting the episode, I got arrested. Okay.
We're getting pulled over. Oh my god. He made me put my hands on the dashboard. Why? Am I threatening?
Do you have your ID, ma'am?
I have a warrant out for my arrest, and he just pulled us over and let us all go.
So they always just think they're better, bigger, more important than everybody else. Like, for instance, failure to conform to social norms with respect to lawful behavior. So they're usually like
getting into fights.
She ended up starting a full-on fight with Nikki.
Stealing.
After stealing a tube of lip gloss, Megan Fox went on a crime spree at her local Walmart.
And it could go as far as murder.
Simpson arrested for the murder of his wife Nicole and her friend Ron Goldman.
But then deceitfulness, indicated by repeating lying, using aliases, conning others. So using anything they can to get their needs met. People aren't people, they're just tools to be used in their life for their game, whatever it is.
Okay. So like to a sociopath, the world is a chess game.
Yes.
And all the pieces are people.
And they don't care about them, there's no empathy for them. Remember that. They're just tools. Can I use that to help me get what I want? So, for instance, people who would have antisocial personality disorder would be extremely rude to any help people. So they tend to be like really quick and like angry and irritable and like push them off.
So like, for example, if it was a YouTuber, they would probably be rude to fans. No, because they
no,
want
because
something.
they give them something, yeah.
Right.
Because the main two things that they usually want is power and money.
And I'm gonna be the biggest entertainer on the planet.
I want to be the first social media billionaire.
So with fans comes power and money.
Buy that merch. Buy that merch.
So they'd probably be actually really nice to their fans.
I wouldn't doubt you doing it, man.
I'm going to. Spend $100, free shipping, y'all.
He's awesome.
But if a fan died or a fan was hurt, they wouldn't care.
Not really. But if it meant that they could make a video about it and get more views and get more fans.
Jake Paul, there's, I don't know how to say this, but like, we lost.
Huh? Isn't that creepy? It's so creepy. It's like, we're gonna have to take a shower after this.
Yeah.
Then they also are impulsive. So failure to plan ahead. They'll want to do things and then not do things on a whim. Which is what makes them a little dangerous. I always think impulsive is like a dangerous thing. For both them and the people around them, you know?
That sounds like someone we know. But they don't have emotions, so like they wouldn't cry.
They might if they thought it made them fit in or like get what they want, because they're deceitful.
Okay. So sociopaths, so they don't have emotions. Do they pretend to have emotions?
Yes, because they'll mimic to fit in to get what they want. You and I aren't going to respond well to someone just asking us for something. We'd have to feel emotionally involved in some way in order to do something that maybe we normally wouldn't do. So in order to get people to be the tools that they need, they'll mimic behavior that they know will elicit the response they want.
Okay. So they're pretending to laugh, they're pretending to cry. Are they just like kind of mimicking what they've seen in like movies?
Yeah, movies, other people around them. If they, like, let's say, for instance, we're talking about YouTube. So if they're watching a ton of YouTube videos and they would see how other people responded, they might even read the comments to see how people react to that kind of a video. And then they'd mimic that in order to let's say someone was super successful and they did story time videos, for instance. And I'm not calling anybody out. I'm just saying if they saw that someone was doing this, they're like, oh, they got so many views, and like the people in the comments really feel for them. And then then maybe they'll buy more merch or whatever, right? Power, money. Then they'll be like, oh, I could do that too. I can mimic that.
Until I see you guys next time, stay gorgeous.
So they learn like what gets people ahead, what type of behaviors, what type of emotional responses get what they want.
Now, for example, like, not to, I don't want to say this person's a sociopath because I don't know, but like Logan Paul, for example, the dead body thing was, bad.
Oh my God, he's hanging. Bro.
But to me, the weirdest part of it was when he was talking about it in the video and talking about suicide prevention. There was like a really loud, sad song playing the whole time. It was
Like I said earlier, suicide, mental illnesses, depression.
To me, it was like, oh, this is sad, I'll put a sad song. So, not saying he's a sociopath, but like, that's something that a sociopath would do, right? Be like,
Totally.
oh.
Yeah, because that would be like mimicking behavior. We have to think of like, because that would make it feel, it'll elicit the response maybe he's wanting.
Suicide is not the answer. Literally, guys, what I preach every day is being a maverick. Like, it's okay to be different. It's okay to be unique. In fact, I encourage you to do that. If you're not a part of the Low Gang, make sure to subscribe.
Again, not saying he's necessarily a sociopath, but like, that would be what sad music, I mean, we all know even on YouTube, and it'll say like sad, it like kind of tells you what the music is. You pick it according to that.
That's crazy.
Wait.
If somebody didn't know like how to be emotionally, they would just go to the audio library and like literally click the emotion.
Just pick the emotion that they want people to feel.
Do they not know? Like, would they, if a YouTuber is a sociopath and they're making an apology video.
I first want to apologize to my brother.
So they just type in sad and they pick one?
I in no way meant to like hurt his feelings.
Would they not know what a sad song was?
They might know it just because of society. Think about like radio DJs will be like, oh, here's a sad song about a lost lover. I mean, I don't know. So they probably learned, but I think what they don't have knowledge of is what it is to experience that emotion.
Oh, wow. When a sociopath cries, do other people not feel anything? Because I've been around some people who have cried in front of me, and not like in a video or anything, just in real life, and I'm like, why do I not feel anything? I don't feel anything right now.
It could
Is
be.
that a sign?
So as you can see, I got a tear to come out.
Because if they're mimicking, they are honing their craft kind of. So if they're not very good at it, they won't elicit the right response out of you.
Her fans are not having it.
Because they're not really that good at doing it.
Everyone says that the sociopath is such a great actor, but when we take pictures of people, they're caught off guard. They don't have time to put the mask on. So the eyes look dead and they have this creepy, weird, fake smile, or their eyes will be dead, but then the mouth will do this.
It's just off. Something's off.
Okay. What's next?
We're only halfway through, okay?
Oh my gosh.
Irritability and aggressiveness is indicated by repeated physical fights or assaults.
As this is not the first time she's been caught on video throwing a shoe in a fight.
Like they'll fly off the handle.
Oh shit, okay.
Especially if someone tries to discredit them or put them down in some way, this will be like a knee-jerk response.
Bitch, she got her ass whooped by a fucking 13-year-old.
Like they'll want to fight people or they'll want to be aggressive. And I honestly believe that in females, this might be a little bit different, where it would be more of a manipulation component to hurt them emotionally. Or maybe like girls would like shout, scream, and like try to embarrass them in some way.
I will get your ass deported.
Then next is reckless disregard for the safety of self or others. So they don't really care what happens to them, because again, like remember, they don't have any empathy, they don't have any feeling, they don't have feelings like we do in the same way, so they really don't care if something bad happens.
You do not care about what happens to you at all.
As his lawyer spoke to the press, Simpson goofed around, making faces like he didn't have a care in the world.
So like, okay, for example, if they were on a plane and everybody's feeling turbulence, it's like, oh, the plane's about to go down. They wouldn't even really care.
Not necessarily.
It's just like, oh, the game is over. Oh, that just gave the chills.
That the game is over.
They drive fast, probably. Like do drugs, drink, do things that harm their bodies. They don't care.
Yeah, because they don't care.
Tattoos.
Probably.
They put their friends in bad places, so that would be like...
Yeah, like think of YouTube, like if they were doing like challenges, they wouldn't care if it was like really dangerous for someone or like hurt someone.
But if we can get a trampoline and jump in the middle of traffic, that would be so fire. Let's do this.
Or like consider, not that we're saying like the Paul brothers are sociopaths at all, but like wasn't it Jake Paul that like lit a huge fire in his pool with like furniture and stuff? They could have burned the house down, or the people's home next door who could have been sleeping. Like for God's sake, they don't consider that.
A lot of people can fall into that category, putting their friends in harm without caring.
Yeah. Then we have consistent irresponsibility. They don't know what it's like to be responsible because they don't care about how that affects other people. Let's say they got kicked out of their house and that meant that all the people that live with them were kicked out too. They'd be like, whatever, I'll figure it out. Because they don't care about themselves.
Okay. Whoa.
And then this is like the worst. This is the final one. But this last one is lack of remorse. So like, let's say they're being reckless and people get hurt. They don't give any shits about it.
Okay, so for example, if the YouTuber, try not to be too on the nose with this, but like,
if somebody got hurt during a prank or during a
You got
video or doing something for them, they wouldn't care. They don't feel bad. Like TanaCon, for instance, with you felt such remorse. You were like, oh my God, people were outside. This is terrible. I feel terrible. I'm gonna find a way to reimburse people. Someone who fit this would be like, nah, whatever. Fuck them. That would be their whole mentality. They might even be like they bought tickets and they were taking a risk. Like they just try to like, you know, they'd rationalize it. Like they would blame others because they try to rationalize it out to make it not their fault because they just don't really care.
Ooh, I'm feeling sick.
It's really gross and it's just creepy. And the thing I think is hard for people who don't have this to understand is like it's hard for us to view life without emotion or without caring. And that's what they live in. That's their experience.
So they're like, it's kind of like a robotic state of living, right? So
yeah, they're kind of like a robot.
I saw an image when I Googled it, and it said that sociopath is like, they're wearing a mask. And around certain people, they use a different one. Like around you, I'm going to be funny. Around you, I'm going to be sad. Around you, I'm going to be charming. Around you. But what's under the mask is the truth.
Yeah. And
that person is never seen.
No,
right?
I'd almost argue like doesn't really exist. Because they don't really know who they are. Because their whole life is spent like manipulating others and mimicking behavior to fit in. So that's why there's different masks for different people, because you'll notice if you're around someone like this when they're giving you like the heebie-jeebies.
Daddy loves her, and Daddy's gonna give her anything she wants as long as she does what Daddy tells her.
They do a lot of like, I don't know how else to describe it other than just being like a data detective. They're trying to get as much information about you as possible. The thing about YouTube is we put it out there so they can find it by just watching, if we're being honest. So they're gonna be detectives, they're gonna scrounge, they're gonna get as much information as they can so they can create the right mask for you. So that they can manipulate to get what they want. Because people aren't people, they're tools.
If you wanted to segue into like a big picture about like YouTubers, because that's gotta say something about YouTubers and YouTube in general, because that, what you just described is like, that's like a playground for people like that, right? Or,
is that, yeah, that's like, YouTube is that. It is like their playground. If they have been watching YouTubers growing up, and now they're like, oh, I'm 18, and I'm going to be a YouTuber. I'm going to use everything I learned. So do you think it is possible that a lot of YouTubers might be this?
They could be, or they could be narcissistic.
What's that? I mean, I know what it is, but not like the term.
Yeah, because narcissism is again, it's like born out of trauma usually, which kind of makes you feel bad for them a little bit, but like not that much, because they feel so fragile as a person that they put up like this wall that they're better than They need a lot of attention. They want everybody to like them. They want to control everything and everybody else, so they tend to be really manipulative as well. So there is some overlap with this, but they do actually feel things. But they manipulate in the same way.
But they have a heart.
Yes.
Do sociopaths have a heart?
I don't believe so.
Whoa, okay. Wow. In my 10 years of YouTube, I've met a lot of YouTubers. I've definitely met a few where I've got that gut feeling.
We're talking about like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've met a few that fit this, but I don't get that gut feeling. Are those people probably
better manipulators? Or they know enough about you?
I literally, my heart.
It's really gross, I know. So like then you might even be like friends with them because you don't know you're being manipulated.
Okay. Whoa. Okay. How realistic is it that like, what's like the statistic, I guess? Like how realistic is it for me to know one?
They say 1 in 25.
That was like 1 in 10,000 or something.
They make it seem like it's a really low percentage. It's a huge percentage of the population. It's the same as like schizophrenia or other mental illnesses that we know well and we see and we hear about. But even in school, they didn't really talk enough about this because it's icky. It's the dark side, essentially.
Why am I just learning?
Yeah, seriously.
This? Why is this something that nobody talks about? 1 in 25 is like a person in your class, or a person in my family for sure, or a person in my friend group, or like 100 people on YouTube or more.
Yeah, it's way more common. Once you kind of start paying attention to it, you can feel those people out.
So for people watching at home in their day-to-day life, what should they look for? Is it the person who's always happy? Is there like a mean characteristic? Because it's not like an evil-looking person, right?
No.
They're pretending to be nice.
Yeah, they're pretending, they're mimicking. I think in truth, it'd be someone who is really popular.
Simpson had an active social life and lots of friends.
And someone who always knows the right thing to say for some reason, no matter the situation. They're always really witty.
You know, I mean, I ordered a cake for myself. I'm not a monster.
I see. All right. So at least you had a cake.
Yeah, I'm not a sociopath.
Good. Yeah.
They're actually super intelligent, usually, because to manipulate takes a lot of intelligence. Imagine all the, like, detecting we have to do and, you know, searching for all those little bits about people that we can use to manipulate them. It takes a lot of effort. They probably have a lot of different relationships in their past. Like, they tend to bounce from friends to friends because as soon as people start to see a chink, if they're not very good at manipulating, they'll move on to another group. Like, adults move a lot. Not very far in a radius, but they'll move from like a city to another city so that the people who kind of figured out something was up aren't there anymore.
Do they have relationships?
Yeah, they do. They can even be married with kids. Whatever they think helps them fit in. Think about anything in life, owning a home, having a dog, getting married, having kids, whatever it may be. They're gonna put up the best show that they can. And they're master manipulators, so they can manipulate people into thinking that they love them.
Look, you punched her a number of times.
Yeah. I fell in love with that person.
You threatened to beat the blank out of her.
That's embarrassing.
When you got home, also said you warned you were going to kill her. You don't appear like a violent person at all.
No.
In fact, you appear rather calm, rather nice.
They'll do everything someone wants, whatever they think that, like, they'll learn so much about this person. Also, we talked about YouTube being their playground, so are online dating sites. Because they can find people that way and they can learn a lot about them in their profile. And then they'll do exactly what they want them. Like, they'll be their perfect, because they always ask, like, what would be your perfect mate? They'll become that perfect mate.
Because it doesn't matter either way to them, because they're not losing anything.
Because they don't have any empathy. They don't care. People are tools. So if I need to get married or need to be in a relationship, how do I make that happen? And they'll want to move quick, too. They'll, like, get to know you, and then they'll want to be your best friend, or they'll want to start dating, or then they'll start asking you to marry them, or they'll want to move in. Like, everything moves pretty quickly. Not crazy quick, because they're manipulators, but, like, just enough that you're like, ugh, and your friends and family be like, that's really fast, and I don't know them very well. And they won't let you see much of their life either. Like, Usually they're hesitant to let people over to their house or in their bedrooms or parts of their space that they can't like completely make look a certain way.
What am I? Because like I feel like I attract sociopaths.
Potentially,
I'm
because
not
you're so soft.
Yeah, like I'm not calling out people. I'm not saying there's certain YouTubers who I've like done videos with or any of that. I just mean in my real life. Like,
yeah,
I feel like, but I also feel like I like get them and I want to help them and all of that.
Because you're empathic.
So an empath. I've heard that before.
Yeah.
What is
like,
that?
It's essentially like we feel for other people. Like that's the opposite. An antisocial personality disorder or a sociopath would be your antithesis, like the complete opposite. So every time you think, oh, but like that must really suck for them, they would have none of that. That doesn't exist. They might even be like, something horrific happens and they're like, what's for lunch? Like, let's move on. Because it has no energy, no feeling for them. But an empath is someone you might even like attract these people because you do feel so much. And in doing so, unfortunately, you offer up a lot of yourself. And so they'll be like, oh, I can use all of this to make this work for me.
But does that mean they don't even like me?
Possibly. I don't know if they know how to like people or love people.
Oh. See, here I go again. I'm like, that's so sad.
It is.
But is it sad? Because they don't think it's sad.
It's sad for you because it would affect you. But it doesn't affect them.
Because I just feel sad now because I'm like, okay, if it's 1 in 25 people, that's a lot. We all know one or multiple.
Yeah.
So then it's like that person is never going to experience like the joy of like having sex for the first time or like getting your first car or like going to an amusement. They don't like. That's sad. That's like a robot.
It is sad, but they don't know any different, and they don't really care. That's the thing. There's no empathy. It always goes back to that because it's like hard to be like, oh, that must be horrible for them. And I'm sure if someone has some of the signs and symptoms but isn't fully engulfed in it, they might be really bummed and like try to fix it. But the amount of people I'd assume that fall into that category are very slim to none. Especially if we don't catch it early enough. Because it only gets worse.
What would happen if they went to therapy?
Oh God, probably nothing, whatever they wanted to happen. Because they're manipulators. They're never going to tell me what's really going on or what they're worried about. They could potentially only get better at manipulating people. Because if they're given like more tools in therapy that we think are like being helpful, and you're actually, especially if it's like a couple, if you're sharing more about yourself, then you're giving them more information to utilize to manipulate you. I like to believe people can get better. That's why I do what I do, but I don't know if they can.
Could it get dangerous?
Definitely. Very much so. 15% of those in prison have antisocial personality disorder or are sociopaths.
Yeah, that was a quick reaction that she had.
So your only regret is that the torture didn't go on anymore.
Right, and I regret not killing my other victim. I should have killed him too. I just didn't have time. I had to go somewhere.
Will you kill again?
If the opportunity arises, I hope so. Okay, we're done.
Are you done?
Yeah.
All right.
Good shit, dude. That's gonna be crazy, isn't it? That's gonna be wicked. Make it look good, please.
Honestly, best wishes to you and.
Right.
Okay, that leads me to my final question. YouTubers. Jake Paul.
It's possible. I mean, I don't know him. That's the thing, is like people put on shows to be on YouTube. Like, you know what I mean? Personas.
Yeah.
But going back to the symptoms and signs that we just read through, like not caring if people get hurt. He's done things to people, like terrorizing members of his like team, right?
Yeah.
Like the lack of emotion in his eyes and stuff is kind of creepy. But I'd have to, I don't know, is he? I mean, is he remorseful? Does he just pretend he's remorseful? We see like videos where he says he is, but is he? I don't know.
First of all, I'm so sorry to the Martinez twins.
I know he's definitely impulsive, but he's also like a younger guy, you know? But I'd have to get to know him better because like we think there's empathy, but is it a show? Is it manipulation? I'd like to hear what other people in his life have to say because they know him better.
Right. Yeah.
It's definitely possible. You have to get a fuller picture of like how he is when the camera's not on and how, like, what his past girlfriends have to say. Because Because people who aren't in his life will have a lot better things to say than people who are, because people are technically being manipulated right now, if that's the case. And I don't know if he is either. Like, I don't know, I haven't met him either. And I'd have to meet him, and I'd have to get to know him a little bit more, and have to, you know what I mean, to get a full picture. Because it could be narcissism, it could be nothing. He could be totally fine and it's just a persona. We don't know.
Would you come with me?
Yeah, I'll go. Let's hope he's not scary.
I mean, is that, but do I not tell, how do I approach this? Do I say like, oh, I just want to sit and talk and whatever, and then I slowly get into the sociopathic stuff, or do I not even ask?
I don't think we ask. I think it's more, because we're kind of on like we're being detectives, we're trying to figure it out. So I think it's more of like, hey, a lot of people talk trash about you, because they do, and that's why I don't want to say he necessarily is, because I don't really know. But, you know, here's a way for us to sit down and talk and, you know, figure some stuff out. I think it's just kind of like a very open-ended, because we'll see where it leads us. And between the two of us, hopefully we can figure out if he's manipulative or if he's lying or telling the truth and stuff like that. I'm like trained at that pretty well, but like I'm still human.
Yeah.
The one thing about them that I think is really important to know too is that they're instantly likable. They're extremely charismatic. Their manipulation allows them to, they can woo your grandma, they can make kids like them. Everybody thinks they're the life of the party and the best person, because remember when I was saying like they know just exactly what to say at the right time? They're witty, they're quick-witted, they're usually really funny, and just overall charismatic, so everybody's gonna like them right away.
See, that gives me hope that he's not one. Because, like, not to drag him, but he's really not likable. I mean, people instantly, they hate that guy.
Yeah.
Very hateable, punchable, I'd say. Is that offensive? Sorry, but you know what I mean? Like when somebody's like, I want to punch that guy, like Jake Paul has that effect.
He elicits like it's almost like Jeffree. Like people love to hate him.
Jeffree Star, same thing.
Go kill yourself.
Well. So I feel like that almost...
That negates it.
Kind of, right? Mm-hmm. Like if you were to say a certain celebrity who was a sociopath, ooh, could I get in trouble? But like, because we don't know. But like, it would be somebody instantly likable, like...
Yeah, I don't know. I hate to like drag somebody because they could be they're super nice. That's why people like them. But and I'm not calling anybody out. But let's say like an Ellen, she's super nice. Everybody loves her, and like that would be. And I don't think she is. But I'm just saying that like that's the type of person we're talking about. Is like that super personality. Everybody likes them. They don't really know why.
Did you happen to see the Logan Paul Casey Neistat interview?
Yes.
What did you think?
I mean, it was a little creepy, and he didn't really answer the questions, which I found interesting.
Yeah.
And it was kind of narcissistic. It was all about him and like how it affected him.
It's the most viewed anti-suicide PSA ever.
The one thing that was interesting that relates to like sociopathic behavior is like instead of accepting, like you and I, if something happened, like even the TanaCon thing, you're like, oh my god, this is terrible, I feel terrible. Any normal person would be like, I am so sorry, and like earnestly, you are sorry, that is horrible, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. The sociopath will in turn say that it was so hard for me, you have no idea, they'll cry, this is all the money I lost and all the things that happened, and so that you feel bad for them. They want to turn it around on the situation on its head, so that then you're like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, and you'll leave every conversation feeling like it was worse for them and you feel bad for them, you know, or you'll view them in a positive light. You're like, man, that must have been so hard for them, they're such a nice person. Like they'll just completely turn it around.
Maybe I'm being cynical, but there's a little whiff of it sounding like you see yourself in some capacity as a victim.
No! I've made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment.
Logan is likable. So likable.
And super charismatic.
But Logan, I feel like, is more likable. Right? Like, not as many people hate him.
He's always seen as like the good brother and stuff, you know, which is weird. I would say growing up with that brother, imagine what that was like.
Yeah, like everybody loves Logan, loves Logan, loves Logan.
He gets away with everything.
Gets away with everything because he's so nice and fun and charming. And Jake is, that probably could even make, even if Logan's not a sociopath, that could just make Jake even more like angry, rebellious, like whatever.
Oh,
having
totally.
like
anything to get attention too, maybe.
Accept me, love me.
Might be like why
And that's why they feud so much. Not to get too deep, but like maybe Logan's feud with Jake is more like, well, I don't really care that much. Like it's just money and I'm getting views. And Jake might actually be personally like,
might actually be mad
at his brother.
Yeah, I don't know.
Jake said, quote, I try to be just like him. It's so easy to get sucked into trying to be someone else, and that's what happened most of my life with my brother.
Wow. We'd have to get to know them more. Because I don't know. Antisocial personality disorder is more common among first-degree biological relatives. So they're more predisposed than the general population. So we're talking about that 1 in 25. If you have someone in your family who has antisocial personality disorder, you're much more likely.
You said something about like a traumatic event. Like if a kid has a traumatic event happen, are they more likely to become a sociopath later?
I think they're more predisposed for a lot of things. Like trauma messes with us in so many various ways. Traumas happen all the time. Let's say you were raised in a household where you were physically abused from like the ages of 3 to 12. Essentially what trauma does, if it's done at a young age, is it doesn't allow us the time to feel safe or to feel like we're actually cared for. It instills fear when we don't really have any place, we don't know where to go with that, we don't have any way to use it, we don't know any coping skills yet. How do we deal with that feeling? The one thing we can do for children, honestly, to like stop perpetuating the cycles that we all have done is like letting them know that how they feel is okay and it's valid. We might not agree, but that doesn't mean that they don't still have that feeling. And if we teach children how to communicate about how they feel, I honestly think that a lot of the ailments and issues we struggle with mentally, as well as physically, could be resolved.
I think that is like, when I was a kid, you know, my mom was going through a lot. And I felt like I had to be strong because she was like having trouble. So it was always like, oh, Shane's my rock. He's my support system. Oh, he's always strong. So I like
that for other people in your life now too. Are you like a fixer?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you were like a parentified child, so you've been like an adult since you were whatever age. Yeah.
And I think now I'm just at the point where I'm like, I like stay up all night and I'm just lost. And I'm just like, oh, which is why I started falling down the holes of like sociopaths and this and that. Because I'm like, what's wrong with me? Like, why am I so lost? If I can help all these people, why can't I help myself? Why am I still depressed? Why am I all these things? I look at my channel and I'm like, oh, the more I'm helping people, the worse I'm getting. And this experience with Jake and this sociopath, all this stuff, this very much feels like the breaking point of like, maybe it'll be good to realize I can't help him.
Maybe.
And maybe I should just literally go to therapy myself.
Definitely.
Instead of trying to give therapy to YouTubers like I've been doing.
There is hope. Don't worry.
Yeah, I might have to do a series just about you fixing me. Maybe that is the series, jeez. Like an actual therapist fixing me. Cause like, yeah, that, wow.
How long
That'll
is
be
the series?
500 parts.
I'm just teasing.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go outside and second guess every single person I meet.
I'm so sorry. It's not that many. I mean, it's quite a few.
Okay. Oh my god. Okay. I'm spiraling. This has become more than just a Jake Paul series at this point, right? This is like, what she described is so many people I know, and so many people I've met and worked with and been friends with and been in relationships with, and anybody could be a sociopath. Anybody. Like, well, there's a bar right there. Like, if we walk into that bar, there's probably, what, 100 people? So that means there's 4?
Why isn't that like a thing that's like talked about? It's so weird.
Because the people in charge might be that.
That's true.
Think about it this way. If your teacher's a sociopath, why would she teach you about it? She doesn't want you to know her tricks. I just got the chills. Or like the president. Everybody thinks Donald Trump is a sociopath. So what if every president's a sociopath? Kinda would make sense, right? I heard Steve Jobs was
I did hear about that. I guess I never really thought about what that even meant. I just hear that word and I go, oh, that's different.
Literally all I know is I'm not a sociopath, you're not a sociopath, and like that's it. Like this girl, she could be a sociopath. Look at her, she's smiling. Look at her. Are you a sociopath?
No. I'm out catching birds, you know, those scooters.
That's what a sociopath is. 2 questions. Number 1, do you think Jake Paul is a sociopath?
Absolutely.
Do you think you know any sociopaths in your real life?
I do not.
What if I told you that 1 in 25 people is a sociopath?
Then I would be questioning my friends.
Same. Wanted a picture?
You are so beautiful. I just want to cut your skin off and wear it.
Contestant number 3, step on up.
I don't want to like, I don't want to get involved in family drama. I feel trapped in the mind of Jake Paul. And I want to get out. So do I jump into the mind of Logan? So, okay, I wanted to like jump in and do an update and also a disclaimer and also an apology. That's a lot.
I gotta go.
I do actually want to apologize because there was some backlash and people feeling offended and feeling like I was making a horror movie out of an illness or disorder. And I 100% understand. I think I got carried away with the whole like, ooh, I can make this scary. I love editing scary stuff and I didn't completely think it through and like to treat a person like a scary monster is like not cool and I shouldn't have done that. So I apologize for that, genuinely. Another thing I saw was people saying it's insensitive that you are like trying to diagnose Jake without him knowing. The truth is, he knew the whole time.
Did Shane tell you what it is really about? Yes, he did. He told me before the series started what it was really about. I was like, yeah, bro, like go for it. Like, let's do it.
In episode 1, I said, do I think he's a sociopath? I don't know. I do want to sit down with like a professional to get their opinion on that. And I told him I'm going to do that, but I cut it out. And the reason I cut that out was because I was like, oh no, I want to be like more mysterious, which I shouldn't have done. There are things he doesn't know.
This is definitely like new territory for us. Like,
so that's what's happening. Jake is coming. You'll be in episode 5. Today's episode is about his family. Now, this is the disclaimer part. His mom. I know she's not loving this series and she's taking it kind of hard, and I understand. 100%, it's her son, it's her family. It's like, these are real people, right? These aren't just characters in a YouTube video. These are actual real people. And after learning so much more throughout the last month and a half, now I understand why the mom makes videos the way she does. And you're gonna see some of her videos today and you're gonna be like, oh, it's not great. But then when you find out why, it just kind of makes sense. And now I feel kind of bad.
She is probably the only person other than me who can really get through to him about most things.
So I don't want like a bunch of people to go hate on Jake's mom. Like, I just don't want that. She doesn't deserve that, and you'll see why. But speaking of the family, so this is where it gets interesting. I talked to Logan. I've been afraid of Logan this whole time.
And that's a fact! That's truth, guys. That's how life works.
I didn't want to go into this like trying to expose Logan or talk about Logan. It was about Jake. But then the more I fell down the holes and the more I realized and researched and the more I learned about sociopaths and the more I learned from Jake personally and people in his family and people that talk about Logan.
I'm really nervous, guys. Like, it's my first big scene in my first big Hollywood movie. I just want to, I'm just kidding, yo, freaking hell. This is what I was born to do, bro.
The more I was like, I can't not talk about this because it's Jake's brother and they were raised by the same people. Like, this is connected. I never talked to Logan directly and said, hey, just letting you know I'm doing this. Because everybody said I didn't have to. Everybody's like, he's not gonna care. He didn't care about filming a dead body. Why would he care about what Shane Dawson's doing on fucking YouTube? Like, that was how my brain worked. So he tweeted, I'm gonna make a response video to Shane's series. And I had a fucking panic attack and started freaking out. So I DM'd him. And he said I can share these. So I'm gonna share them. Okay. This is a lot. I said, sorry if you were offended that I kind of insinuated maybe you were a sociopath. And then he responded with, yo dog, sorry.
Was it D-A-W-G?
No, it was just dog.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, we stand. I am like oh my god, this is so weird. What is this?
I gave up on answering that question a long time ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yo dog, I think what you're creating is fucking incredible, in all caps.
Oh, nice.
I know you're a good guy with good intentions. I just feel like the audience might be slightly ignorantly misled, and I want to address a couple of those things. I trust you. And I was like, whoa, first of all, thank you. Wait, so do you think you might be a sociopath? There was a couple things I didn't read in that message that kind of seemed like it. I was like, do you think you're a sociopath? Or like, what do you mean? And then he said, I'm on the sociopath spectrum. Okay.
I never lose.
So I'm not a therapist, and Katie's not around, so I don't know what all this means, but I'm gonna say, I'm gonna kind of go over it. He said, I'm on the sociopathic spectrum. I wouldn't say I'm a sociopath, but I would absolutely say I have sociopathic tendencies. And at the beginning of the year, I was at a place in my life where they got the best of me and they consumed me, which is when it gets dangerous, obviously. Life is more complex than he's a sociopath or he's not. Jake, for example, definitely has tendencies, as we all do. Which is interesting, as we all do. But he's also nice and empathetic as fuck. And at random times, and off camera, he's so nice for no reason, like feeding the homeless. This is a trait he's had that I've always envied. Which I thought was kind of interesting.
Wow. That's
right?
so wild to have the emotion of envy about somebody having other emotions like that.
Right.
That almost doesn't make any sense, but I guess it kind of does.
But it's right, it's complicated, right? I said, do you feel empathy? Because if you feel empathy, then you're not a full sociopath. He said, of course I feel empathy. The level at which I feel it differs for each topic or subject though. And then I was like, if you want to talk to me in person for the series, like, I'll like let you take control of that conversation because I am actually very curious. I've never heard somebody admit that they had sociopathic tendencies. That is fascinating to me, right? And I don't know if he's manipulating me or if he's like, I don't really know. But I have to respect him for saying that and for being like okay with me saying that he said that.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've seen videos of Logan like at funerals, right? He's talked about this. He doesn't cry at funerals. He vlogged it at a funeral.
Everyone is gonna die. And I'm sorry, like I hate to be the one to break it to you, but death is going to happen. It's inescapable.
So he didn't have empathy in that situation. But is that his fault? No. If he has sociopathic tendencies.
And I think you're emotionally, you can say I'm full of shit if you want.
You're not, I know what you're going to say.
You know, emotionally you're just not connected to death the way I am, for example.
I think he is right. I shouldn't be pointing a finger and being like, you might be a sociopath, because that's fucked up. And I was wrong for doing that. But I'm really fucking excited about this new chapter, because like, this is a shit I'm interested in. Like, whoa. Logan Paul just said he has sociopathic tendencies. Logan Paul just admitted to that. And I like that because it makes sense.
Yeah.
If he would have just said that from the beginning and said like, dude, I have sociopathic tendencies. I was raised a certain way that made this happen, trauma, whatever. And like, I don't have an empathy switch or something.
Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't turn on. And it didn't turn on. And it's a fucking disorder. I think everybody would have been like, huh.
Yeah.
Right? If it's 1 in 25 people, there's a lot of fucking people hiding out there who are afraid to admit that they have tendencies like that. I guess they're not afraid. I don't know! know, it's confusing.
Maybe there's more than we think where, you know, there's a quote-unquote sociopath who's not dangerous or evil. Then it's like, okay, then that's like an exception, I guess. It's wild.
And then the last point I want to make is that we are not all abusive monsters or serial killers. A lot of us are just completely written off as abusive.
And that's what Logan said in his first DM to me, that he said, I think people are getting confused and thinking sociopath and psychopath are the same thing, and they're not. He's like, I am not a psychopath. He's like, I'm not a sociopath, I just have tendencies. But I'm not a psychopath for sure. And a psychopath is somebody that was born that way in their brain. A sociopath is made.
You guys saw it. My family is so lighthearted, and although we did get serious and we did mourn, what today was a celebration.
Sometimes you might feel things, which I think are okay. As an actor, like I'm feeling emotions, it's a good thing.
Are we gonna fucking do an interview with Logan? Ooh.
What even is that conversation?
Iconic.
I know.
Logan Paul being like, yeah, I have tendencies.
Oh no.
I mean, just being, because I want to talk to somebody that
really
is like, yeah, it's not my
Oh yeah, oh man, you've been wanting to talk to a person with sociopath tendencies. If it just happens to be Logan.
Whoa.
Oh man. How many parts is this going to end up being?
What the heck are you doing?
Ready? Here we go.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
That's how we do it. Now I challenge all the Jake Paulers to do it.
Yo, I can never be as cool as my dad. I'm never gonna be as cool as him.
Dude, what are you doing? Dude, I've been tased before. It doesn't affect me.
What?
Oh, maybe if I go to his channel and search like oldest videos.
Oh yeah.
Jake Paul Daily Life 1.
It's Jake
Okay. Not much has changed.
See the red light? I'm running it. Getting that tan on though. Swag, 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 swag. Hashtag tool, swag, swag. Why are you always trying to jump out the window? Don't jump. No, don't jump.
Telling the dog not to jump out the window. That's good.
Actually, if you jump, you can actually land in the pool. So if you want to jump, just go ahead and jump. Just go ahead and jump. Do it, come on. Jump. Jump in the pool.
2 seconds ago.
This is my bait catcher. This is how I catch bait. Let's go. Damn it. Damn it. I'm pregnant.
The first video you clicked on there.
Not great. Let's see how it ended.
Get him! Put him in there! Put him in! Come on! Put him in the water! Put him in! Put him in! Put him in! Sorry. Am I hurting anyone?
Yes. Sorry. Property.
What's up guys, so that's the end of vlog day number 1. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm gonna go to sleep. I'm super tired. Good night.
So, he's always been kind of the worst. Listen, all I saw was, you know, breaking the law, telling an animal to kill themselves,
jump in the pool,
telling your friends to beat each other up,
come on, put him in,
laughing at a security guard.
Am I hurting anyone?
Yes.
Saying you're gonna catch a girl with a net.
Damn it.
Anything else? No dead body.
True. Have you ever been around somebody like that? Like,
I don't think we're gonna be friends. Like, I don't think we're gonna like hang out.
right.
I don't
Why not? Sorry.
I want to cancel this. Is it too late? I have hope. I still have hope.
For
this
what?
Is gonna be fun. I don't know. Okay. So I feel like something I haven't done yet is look into Jake's parents. Getting to know the parents will help me understand the child and why Jake is the way he is. Usually, I would just meet them, but luckily, both his parents are on YouTube. So this is the dad. I have like no idea what to expect. I've heard weird things about the dad, but
I've definitely heard stuff, yeah, like on like Phil DeFranco or Keemstar.
But Deji said that Jake Paul and Logan Paul's father, Greg Paul, he attacked a fan at the press conference.
Fuck Jake Paul! Fuck Jake Paul!
The haters will never, ever have an effect on the Paul family. We all make mistakes. Dr. Phil even said, hey, Logan's a good kid. GP's out.
Right.
I don't know.
All right. I mean, I'm not going to judge yet because I literally have not seen him.
What's this video called?
This is called... Oh, sorry. This video is called Logan Paul's Dad is Extremely Creepy. All right. I'll judge for myself.
In light of recent events regarding Logan Paul filming a dead guy, left me with a couple of questions that I'd like answered. The most important question being, why is Logan Paul Logan Paul? I got to thinking about that the past couple of days, and I came to the conclusion it 100% has everything to do with parenting. And that's what happened here. So, who's nuts did Jake Paul and Logan? All right, the culprit here is none other than vlog dad Greg Paul.
Yo, what's happening, folks?
And if you think this is cringy, we're just getting started. Ohio workout routine, savages only.
Now my dad is like, yo, I'm a better kisser than you.
I got more experience, bro.
Dad, there's only one way to settle this. We have to kiss the same girl.
So am I picking the girl?
And then you have to guess, you have to say 1, 2, or 3 was the best, okay?
Maybe 4. Contestant number 3, step on up.
I don't want to like... I don't want to get involved in family drama, but I almost feel like that might be inevitable. I mean, I guess if this is like a whole deep dive investigation on why he is the way he is, then we have to look at the
I mean, that's like, I mean, I went to school for psychology. That's like the #1 thing that they talk about.
Oh wait, there's like news about the dad?
Where?
Wait, there's like news?
Nick Crumpton reveals Jake Paul's dad abused Team 10 members and employees. Greg Paul, the dad of Jake and Logan Paul, has reportedly completely taken over Jake and Logan's businesses. People had an issue with being verbally abused, watching their coworkers be fired around them, and not being kept in the loop. Apparently, Greg Paul doesn't know how to act. He calls people and derogatory terms at work. If that's true, then that definitely counts as verbal abuse, and we'll have to wait and...
Okay. I want to talk to Nick about that. Let's see if he wants to talk about it. Which one should I click on? My ears are crooked, or I stole Jake's diamond play button?
What is this? What channel is it?
This is Vlog Dad.
Is that him? Oh, that's him.
Yeah.
Calm down! Apollo! Apollo, calm down! Apollo! Calm down!
Who did that? Which one did that?
You guys like my new shirt? Half and half.
What happened?
Dad is vlogging, and in the background, the dog is barking, and the girl's holding it, and then Jake and Logan are trying to tell the dog to be quiet, and then Logan grabs a plate and smashes it right in front of the dog.
Really?
And he's like, be quiet, like it's like a joke. And the dad's just like, watching.
Like my new shirt.
You guys like my new shirt?
It's not like they kicked the dog or something, right? But like the fact that they broke a plate that close to a dog.
Did it on camera.
And it's on camera, and the dad, and nobody's acting like it's crazy. It's weird,
yeah,
right?
100%.
I mean, it was Logan that did it. Not to stick up for Jake. But Jake was like just kind of watching.
Calm down. It's okay, buddy.
Like, that's next level. What are you looking at?
He took his shirt off, gone sexual with his son.
They're exploiting him a little bit.
That's a little weird, right? Okay. I'm gonna hold my thoughts until I see more from Mom. Are they together?
I don't think so. I've never seen them like in the same place.
Oh wow, Mom's not even in Dad's other channels. That's a messy divorce. You know, put her in your box, bro.
What?
I'm trying to make a joke. Jake Paul's mom. God, is that her son naked?
Where?
In the ziplining one? Like a sensor bar?
Whoa. Literally. What is this? Literally, what is going on? This is like too confusing to even understand.
I'm gonna give everything a benefit of a doubt until I meet all these people. What I hope is going on is the mom has no fucking idea what's happening. And neither does the dad. And they're just vlogging. And then maybe somebody's making their thumbnails and titles.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay. What do I click on? Because, oh, okay, with eggplant.
Wait, what?
With eggplant. TMI with Logan and the eggplant. Oh.
Literally.
Oh, I hate it. Do I click on the hero or her talking about her son's dick? That's what it is.
I don't know.
I'll start with the TMI. That was epic. I'm not gonna, I mean, let's just keep it real. Fucking whoa, Transformers shook. So far, I'm in.
So today, I decided, since there's not a lot going on, to watch Logan's vlog. I just had to comment and get involved.
Shake your parents' hand, which I liked as a young.
What do you mean? That's Greg's fault. Greg should have taught Logan to walk up to the door and shake parents' hands. That's the boy's job. I mean, the dad's job to teach the boy. Greg didn't do that either, though. Wow.
What
was she just like dissing?
Oh,
her
yeah.
ex-husband? Like feud?
Well, that not only was a feud, but that was like kind of telling. He didn't do that either. What does that even mean?
Now I don't even feel bad about getting involved in family drama because they literally are doing it. They're having family drama in their vlogs. Like,
Literally, yeah.
Why did Dad beat my ass when I was growing up? Did I beat your ass? Yeah, you what you up, dude.
I don't know if you're gonna...
What? Oh my god, that title. Does Vlog Mom reveal who she likes better, Logan or Jake?
He's like using that's as clickbait.
Good afternoon, Pamela. How are you? I just
in the Suicide Force. Sorry. It's just like I saw Logan's video. It did pretty good.
Oh.
Anyways, here's my Q&A.
Is that going to? Are you gonna keep doing the video?
I mean, I have to say a joke or else I'm going to have a breakdown. Okay.
Hi to the family.
What?
Say hi to the family.
Jake's in it.
What's that?
You know what that is, you guys. Just goofing with me.
What is it?
Are you vlogging?
What's that?
I'm so excited. Look what came. Look.
Oh, is it the necklace?
Yeah. Yeah, it's.
This I got you.
I know, so I didn't open it yet.
Oh, you're opening it on your vlog.
I'm opening it on my vlog. With you on the phone.
Okay.
Look at the mess it's making.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh. Oh. Okay. I feel so fucking uncomfortable. What do I do? Andrew, help me.
No.
Okay, I love you.
I've never vlogged a birthday gift before. I love you too, honey.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Okay, that is revelation number 1.
I'm gonna say something to put everything in perspective. Think about it this way, right? Justin Bieber has done a lot of the same things that Jake has done, right? Like,
yeah, 100%.
Speeding.
For driving recklessly through their neighborhood.
And this is the kind of behavior that is unacceptable to be done by anybody, anywhere.
Justin Bieber admits to cheating on Selena Gomez. Cops were called for excessive loud noise.
Imagine if Justin's mom and dad were vloggers, and imagine if Justin Bieber's mom put up a video called "Who Do I Love Better? Which Child Do I Love Better?" and had Bieber in the thumbnail. I think as a society, we would all be like, oh, that's so fucking sad. Oh, that's so sad for Justin Bieber, right? I think everybody would feel that way. It would be like a news story, it would be on TMZ, it would be like a thing.
Yeah.
Because Jake is hateable and fun to hate, it's like nobody's talking about this.
YouTube. Because Justin Bieber's not really a YouTuber.
Right.
But in the YouTube world, everybody's a character, so it's not like they're real people.
Like she's using his high school photos as a thumbnail. Like imagine your mom. Like imagine going on YouTube and seeing that your mom used your high school photos as a thumbnail.
Man.
Right.
Whoa. When you put it like that. Because that just seems so like, I don't know what the word is for that.
Wow, look who's here. It's Jerica. What? Time to go, guys.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit about your vlog.
You're so mean to me. You need to leave.
No, that wasn't mean to you. That's just like, that's what I'm saying. She didn't even look at you.
Erica doesn't want to be on camera, don't you get it?
But neither did Jake.
I know. Morning, Jaker.
We got Sleep and Beauty.
Yeah. Okay.
I love you, Bob.
Love you too, guys.
When Jake walked out, he literally turned back around after he saw his mom was down there vlogging, like he didn't want to. I'm sure that the mom loves them, and I don't blame her, because I think she's probably so excited that people are like watching, and she has a vlog channel. Maybe she's feeling a little bit like, oh, I have a thing too.
100,000 subscribers, vlog mom. Look at that. I love it, you guys, and it's all because of you.
But what was their childhood like? Were there no boundaries? And I don't know. I mean, I guess I'll ask Jake about it. I don't know. I don't want to like get involved in family drama, but
maybe too, you know.
A couple of months, that's all I could think of. Until summer came and Logan said to me, we should start making videos again. I was and yell at them. Love you, Mom. Eventually though, I realized that they were just jealous and that was their way of expressing it. I knew that I could turn my internet fame into something massive. And so that's what I said. On my